What's up everyone, this is Victor for Phone Arena, and today we're taking a look at a pretty unique concept that came into reality recently, the Asus PadFone. The PadFone is actually a combination of a phone and a tablet. You can get the phone by itself, but you can get this tablet chassis. It's actually not an independent tablet, it's just a chassis for the phone. You plug it in and actually the phone powers it. It's a very interesting idea that actually allows you to use your phone as your main and only computing device, and then you just have this additional screen that's supposed to bring the cost down and make the whole experience more streamlined, hopefully. So let's see how it worked out for Asus, and is the PadFone really as interesting as it sounds? First, let's walk you through the design and the interface, the looks of the Asus PadFone, the phone itself. As you can see, it's a very nice looking phone. It uses the Asus design, Zenbook design language. So basically you have this very neat signature back cover. It's like a rippled plastic. Looks very nice, and it's very comfortable to hold. The device itself is pretty light. It's not too thick either, just 0.4 inches. As you can see, it has a neat aluminum frame encircling the whole body. The buttons are also nicely placed, very convenient to press. And the main thing about this phone is the 4.3-inch screen. As you can see here, you have the on-screen buttons, typical for Android 4.0 ice cream sandwich. The screen resolution is 540 by 960 pixels, and that's QHD. It's not HD, so that's one thing that put us down a little bit, but not a deal breaker, just something to keep in mind. On top, you have a 3.5mm jack. On the back, an 8 megapixel camera with autofocus camera with an LED flash. And on the side, on the left hand side, you have a micro USB and a micro HDMI ports, and there's this little connector here that you use to plug in the phone and connect it to the tablet chassis, which is called the PadFone Station. But as much as we like the design of the phone, it's mostly about the phone plus tablet, the PadFone Station, the phone plus station combination right here. And that's what it looks like. That's the PadFone Station. It is pretty bulky, as you can see. It's huge. That's the first thing that you'll notice. You can see here how thick it is and how big, really, the huge bezel right here. And here you have something like a speaker grill. Actually, it's just a design element. The real speaker is on the back. You have a front-facing camera, 1.3 megapixel camera. The main thing though is the screen, 10.1 inches, 1280 by 800 pixels. If you try to fire it up, nothing happens because you need to plug in the phone first. So let's go and try and do this. Right now, here's the back, and that's the PadFone Station, as you can see. And now we'll try to plug it in. So right now we'll try to demonstrate how you plug the phone inside. As you can see, we fire up the dialer application. We slide here. The door opens. You see there are two connectors. Take the phone. Take a look, the same two ports. Matching. Slide it in. Snap it in tightly. Close. And here we go. Almost no delay. It's instantly in the dialer application. This feature is pretty neat. It works for the native applications. We'll take a look at some of the other apps that actually work like this. So now just imagine that you're watching a movie. So we'll just quickly go into the gallery app right here. And here it is, the gallery application. We fire it up. And we're right into a movie right here. Sample movie. Start playing it. There we go, let's go to this moment. So that's somewhere around the 10th second. We pause it. Or actually, we'll just continue playing it. And quickly open this door, take the phone out, and here you go. It continues playing right on the phone. And that's pretty neat. That's a pretty neat application. So that's how you can use this instant synchronization of the two devices. Now that was pretty neat. This dynamic switching, however, doesn't work with all apps. So right here we've opened Gmail and we started typing an email. And Gmail is considered to be a third-party application in this case. So dynamic switching only works with native apps like the email client, but not Gmail or YouTube. And those are some apps that you really want to use dynamic switching with. So let's see what happens when we plug in the phone from Gmail into the PadFone station. We turn the station, go, open that latch, slide the phone in, make sure it fits nicely, close it, and that's what you get, a mistake. Dynamic display switch, so it just doesn't work. Moreover, if you try to go into the recent apps, right here, nothing happens, the whole history is cleared. So you definitely want to exercise some caution when using some apps and trying to switch between devices like that. It doesn't always work. We really need to know what's going on. And the next thing we wanted to show you is this gorgeous pen. It's a stylus, as you can see, and it's got a soft tip that flexes just like this. It's very comfortable to hold, has a nice premium feel to it. If you turn to the side, here you see a couple of interesting things. First, you have a volume rocker and a single key that we'll see what does in a second. Here's a micro USB port protected with a lid that you can charge the actual stylus with. Why do you need this stylus? First of all, it's not built in, it just comes with the PadFone station. It's not in there though, there's no place to tuck it in. So Asus thought that when you have the phone docked into the PadFone station, you might get a call. So if you get a call, it's not really comfortable to always speak on the speakerphone, so you need something to speak on. In this case, you speak to the tablet. There is actually a microphone and an earpiece. The earpiece is right here, and that's the microphone. And you get to speak with people with this pen. It looks weird, but that's how it works. Our impressions are that the earpiece is okay, a bit quiet, but the microphone is not very good. So that's one thing you want to take into account when you try to speak on your pen Bluetooth accessory. And last but not least, we wanted to give you guys a quick look at this sleeve, the Asus sleeve that comes with the PadFone station. It's a very nicely done case. You can use it as a stand like this. You just fold this and put the tablet like this. Here you go. And there's the sleeve for the Asus PadFone station. The Asus PadFone runs on Android 4.0 ice cream sandwich. As you can see, everything runs very, very smoothly. There's a light skin on top of Android, and it's the Asus made skin that is actually one of the skinning attempts we like the most. Mostly because it's very simple. First, in the notification drop-down, you have an easy way to control the screen brightness, and that's very important. Then you have those neat little shortcuts. Also, you can go into the settings right from the notification dropdown. As you can see, the Android version is 4.0.3. Another thing we like about this skin is the widgets. As you can see, they are very clean, very nicely integrated with the interface. That's how they look like. And you can hold and change the wallpaper. There's a couple of wallpapers here, but basically just a very smooth interface. Otherwise, the PadFone runs the standard Android fare. You have the dialer right here that actually has smart dial. That's a nice addition. And you go into the contacts. That's how ice cream sandwich contacts look like. Here's your main menu, the app drawer. And Asus has bundled this with a couple of applications that are not exactly bloatware. Some of them you might like. First, you have the file manager and the app backup, app locker, block list. Those are all nice additions. We like them. You also have the web storage applications, the My Cloud app. So this basically connects you to the Asus Cloud, and that's where you can put your files. Like it or not, you can just give it a shot. It's an interesting addition. Then you have SuperNote. That's one of our favorite applications. Is you can write, type, and draw using the stylus from the PadFone station. It's pretty accurate, and it's a fun little app to have. Going back into the app drawer, and let's go right here. That's about all the applications you get from Asus. And when it comes to messaging, the 4.2-inch screen gives plenty of space for the keyboard. You have full QWERTY in portrait mode, you can switch to landscape orientation, and that's how the keyboard looks like. The camera on this device is also pretty neat. It shoots 8 megapixel pictures and it records video in 1080p. That's full HD. That's what you get in terms of options. You can see the effects menu is very nicely done. We love this. Then you have some effects, although white balance settings, I'm sorry. And from here you can switch into video recording, bring up the menus. You can see 920 by 1080 full HD video. You can select the quality, again effects, and you can switch to the front-facing camera, select the auto flash option, and finally you have a panorama shooting mode. The best thing about having an Android 4.0 device is the fact that you can download applications like Chrome that require Android 4.0. And right here, looking at Chrome for Android, it's perfectly smooth. You can see we can zoom in and out with no delay. Panning also works great. The only downside, you don't have Flash. If you want Flash, you have to go back and open the standard Android browser from right here, and that's how you get Flash. And just a couple of words about the processor that powers the PadFone. It's very important is you have to switch between the station and the phone. It really requires top-notch hardware. Right here we have a Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 chip, the MSM8260A, if you're into these kinds of details. It's actually manufactured using the 28 nanometer technology. So that's the next gen technology right there. So it's pretty well performing despite the fact that it's only a dual core processor. And right now we're running the standard edition quadrant benchmark and it's processing. Let's see the result. As you can see, it's just above the HC1X, actually 4,655. The results vary. We've reached around 5,000. That's a pretty good result. There are a couple of ways to measure the performance of a phone, and one thing is the call quality. That's of course of paramount importance for a phone. Right here we have the phone itself. It has a loud and clear earpiece. The microphone is also nice. We have no issues with it. On the tablet, the PadFone station, you actually have to speak to the speakerphone, or you can use the Bluetooth pen stylus to speak. Now we have some issues with the stylus. We already mentioned that the microphone distorts sound, so that's something to take into account. When it comes to the battery life though, we have the phone itself lasted us through the day, so that's a good thing. When it's docked into the PadFone station, it gets around 10 hours of battery life, which is pretty neat. We're happy with the battery performance of this combo. So finally, the big question. We have this unique combination of a phone and a tablet chassis, and it's supposed to bring the cost down. We have top-notch hardware here, so no performance issues at all. The interface flows smoothly, very, very neat, very nice, pleasant experience overall, but the price is one huge downside. Right now at online retailers, the Asus PadFone with the PadFone station and the pen accessory costs around $840, and that's a lot of money. Nowadays, for this kind of money, you can get, counting out the PadFone station, you can get a phone with an HD display, a bigger display, and beefier specs. So that's one thing that brings it down. The other thing that brings our thoughts about the PadFone station down is this here huge bulky device that's also extremely heavy. It's 1.88 pounds, 1.88 pounds. So that's really not up to today's standards and tablets. You need something that's sleek, elegant, that you can carry around, and that's not the device, unfortunately. Otherwise, it's an interesting idea. It has to mature more. If you want more details, you can check out the tests and our in-depth review of the Asus PadFone at phonearena.com. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.